Minasan konnichiwa. Before we get started, as usual, this story is very sad and very dark. It involves self-exiting, murder of children, so if you're not in a good mental state to handle this story, please click off this video and just protect your mind. I do want to say really quickly, unfortunately, because of me being a one-man team, in this case being very private and very new also, I wasn't able to find a lot of details about the family. So if you have any more details I may have missed, please put it down in the comments below because it would help me out gratefully. Now, let me ask a question, okay? How do you think you would react if you found out not only your child, but even your grandchildren were just brutally murdered? Your whole entire lineage just gone in one day. Well, unfortunately for the Takanami family, they had to face that this year, and honestly, I don't know how. Sometime March of this year, tension between Yusuke Goto and Fuyumi Takanami began to grow. So much so, on May 20th, they had sadly decided to divorce. Yusuke claims the reason for the divorce was due to complications with chores and I guess taking care of the kids. And you know what? That's very understandable. In 2024, so many people are suffering, whether it's due to raising kids or financial burdens or just mental issues. These things are impacting us all. But this didn't stop with him divorcing his wife. This led to him murdering his entire family. And when it involves murder, there are no excuses, especially when those people are family. Now, due to the situation, the Goto family and the Takanami family wanted their privacy. So it's not shocking that they haven't really spoke much about the incident. But the Takanami family was well known in the area. Her mom ran a wholesale meat business, and I believe she had a relative who was like a CEO, and the company was like $126 million food company. Although, like I said, the family didn't make statements, there were some people who were around in the area that did kind of see them a little bit. There was a businesswoman who said Yusuke seemed like a good father. He would often go on his bike and take them to nursery school, or even sometimes took the kids shopping. She also said before they even had kids, she would always see Fuyumi and Yusuke riding their motorbikes together. So in her eyes, she always thought the couple were doing well. There was even a neighbor who lived right next to them that said he never heard any arguments or any signs of them having marital issues. But I think we all know, just because they aren't showing it outwardly doesn't mean necessarily that there is nothing happening. I do want to say something before I proceed. The news tries to make an effort to report on Yusuke as being jobless. At the time of the incident, Fuyumi worked at a care facility currently on sick leave, and Yusuke had been studying video editing while taking care of the kids. So I think personally, the family may have had issues with money, or maybe Yusuke also having problems finding a job, but that is just me purely just speculating here. Yusuke was allegedly supposed to move out around May 26th or May 27th, but sometime between May 22nd and May 23rd, Yusuke and Fuyumi got into an argument. Yusuke alleged she was constantly telling him to move out early. He claimed she got to the point of just verbally attacking him, and at this point, Yusuke finally snapped. He grabbed a knife and stabbed her multiple times in the chest and neck. Now, I don't know about you guys, but what I've heard from psychologists, stabbing someone with a knife, that's just very personal and intimate. It's something that's like close up and something that you just physically feel when you insert it in and out of something. So to me, I feel like that just makes him even more sick. I do also want to state too, these are his words. We aren't totally sure if he's telling the full truth, so just take that as it is. After Yusuke stabbed his wife, it was at this moment, I guess he felt some sort of shame or disgust. Instead of like calling the cops and reporting himself, he decided, you know what? I just want to die with my family. So he carries the wife from the entrance to the bedroom. And at this point, he was like, you know what? Let me target the children. This is just so heartbreaking to me because they were so young. Rin, she was 6 years old. Ray, she was 3 years old. And Shin, he was like 2 years old. None of the kids got to live their full life. Yusuke doesn't really describe what he did to the kids, but from the autopsy report, we know what he did. He stabbed the kids in the chest and in their necks. I guess he put everybody onto a futon, and he attempted to unalive himself and burn down the house. And in the incident, everyone pretty much died. Fuyumi died from blood loss, Rei died from carbon monoxide, Rin died from blood loss, and Shin died from carbon monoxide. And Yusuke, well, Yusuke was sent to a hospital, I guess, with like neck scars from him trying to kill himself and like burning in his throat. On June 19th, which I feel is just way too long, Yusuke was finally arrested for the murder of his family. Yusuke admitted to the allegations, telling the police officers, "I did an outrageous act. I'm sorry. And for the death of my children," he stated, "I thought the children would be pitied if their father was a murderer. So I set the place on fire and tried to kill myself too." Which I think is one of the dumbest things that I've heard in 2024. I just, I can't believe this, man. In any case, that's pretty much all I got for this story. Like I said, man, it wasn't many details I can go on. I wanted to dive more into their past and really get to know who they were as people, but I didn't really have much information to go on. But this was a case that I wanted to cover because it was one that was recent and one I feel wasn't talked about enough. So yeah, if you guys want to hear more stories like this, please hit that subscribe button because I'm going to do plenty more. And yeah, I guess I'll just see you guys next time. Mata ne.